Hey, this is Eve. I'm the author of Crypto Asset and DeFi Tracker. So when you get really deep into the weeds of crypto, you can get this book and keep track of where all of your assets are. It's easy to forget them. Lots of people do it. That's kind of one of the big risks of crypto. You can have things on different exchanges, and they're not going to even write you and tell you they're there. They'll just be there forever. A lot of people also discover they're wealthy when they're like, oh, I have this Bitcoin account, and have $50 in it. Now it's worth, 40,000. There's a girl, Ali Cepeda, something. She's a famous YouTuber, and she had somebody give her a crypto donation like 4 or 5 years ago, $50, and now it's worth 40,000. So she's very excited. She went and blew it in Vegas, and not something I would do, but she had fun. So I wanted to talk about the risk and the reward. And that's the reason that I got into crypto, is because I was only $20,000 in debt and had no extra money and didn't own anything. So I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. I'm not going to, any way I calculated my debt, it was going to take a really long time to get out of it. So let me change the settings, see if it makes a difference. So I just realized, the risk is worth it for me. So people call Bitcoin risky. Definitely other crypto assets are risky, maybe not Ethereum. There's a lot of new ones coming in. They're called altcoins and DeFi coins. A lot of people are doing well, making a lot of money. But these smaller coins are more risky because they are not tried and true. Bitcoin actually at this point is tried and true. That's why everyone is buying into it. Grayscale bought up, I don't know, like $1 billion worth at this recent dip. Bitcoin went up to 41, and now then it went kind of dip back down 35, 36. Now it's right 37. So what's going on is every time there's a dip, these huge corporations are buying it up, and they're not going to buy up assets that are too risky. And what they realized is everybody else was buying them up, and those people were making tons of money and nobody else was. So really it's like now irresponsible not to have Bitcoin in your portfolio. So when you invest your money, you could lose it all. In anything, even your property could have a mudslide. I guess it would still be worth something, but there's really no guarantee for everything, but, there could be some kind of freak glitch, some kind of black swan, which we all lived this year. Anything can happen. So all the money you do invest has to be money that you could lose. If you're just coming in, hit the subscribe button, the bell button and all, and that way you can get notifications when I come on, and you can ask me any question you want. Feel free to write them in the comments, or you can call my number, 615-486-4557. That's my Google Voice number. So that's really what I'm here for. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to say the risk is high and the reward is high. Basically, I want to say a lot of my friends, I'm always saying, get Bitcoin. I always pretty much, know when it's starting to really rise, which is the time to really buy it when it's really starting to rise. And most of my friends, they took a little bit too long. So a lot of them bought it at like 40, 41. However, and then it dipped down to $35,000 for one Bitcoin. They only bought maybe $1,000 worth of Bitcoin or $20. You can buy $10 worth of Bitcoin. You don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin. It's really irrelevant. It's like land. You have a bigger piece or a smaller piece. You still have that piece, the more the better, of course. But, so then it dipped down. So probably a lot of people they get upset and freak out and they sell at that point. But the thing is, in crypto, we do have these dips. So you just have to wait it out. And right now, Ethereum is reaching all-time highs. Let me check it. So right now, the whole crypto world is talking about Ethereum, which is really going wild and just about reaching the all-time highs of like $1,400 for one Ethereum. It used to be, even like a year ago, it was like 400. And now we all feel very bad. We weren't just, you know, putting every single penny we had into that because now, you know, Ethereum is worth a lot. So it's expected, you know, according to market analysts, you know, after it hits the all-time high, it can just keep going. So there's a thing called resistance in markets. You know, it tries to bounce up off of a high, and then there's certain points where if it breaks through that resistance, then, you know, it's clear sailing and you could just go fast up. These are general rules. Nobody, of course, knows 100% or even 90. I don't think anyone even knows 90, even bots or the best people. That's why it's called risky. So the best thing that people do is called dollar cost averaging, which is just buy a little Bitcoin every week. You can, or every, you know, whenever you have the money. That's what I did. You know, whenever I had a few extra dollars, I put it in Bitcoin. You know, whenever, all the money I got, I put there. Frankly, I didn't pay off my debts. Instead, I just kept buying Bitcoin. I would pay off a little bit, you know, a little chunk here, a little chunk there. But the rate of the increase on my portfolio was a lot higher than the interest that I was paying. And like a lot of people, I used to think like 2 years ago, I'm like, oh, nobody's going to pay their debts. The economy's going to collapse. But now I don't actually think that. I mean, it could happen, but I think we're all going to have to end up paying off our debts. And, you know, anyway, get your crypto. So crypto is on a huge bull run. People are making lots of money. There's most coins, you know, have gone up. Let's see, Ethereum has gone up in 1 month 115%. That's a lot. In 1 week, it's gone up 30%. In 1 day, it's gone up 13%. In 1 year, it's gone up 748%. So remember, I told you it was like at 400 before. And all time, it's gone up 199,000%. So Bitcoin and crypto is the best performing asset of the decade. So yes, it's risky, but I don't think it's risky. You know, I was doing stocks for a while, and stocks have a lot of variables that Bitcoin does not have, like CEOs and America. You know, these crypto is global. Nobody owns Bitcoin. There's no CEO that can mess everything up. You know, there's not even a government that can really affect it too much, according to most experts. You know, even if America banned it, which they never would, because there's so much people have so much money in it. You know, all of the crypto trillionaires just go to another country, you know, and then that country will become wealthy. So you actually want to keep the wealth around. That's why these countries, certain countries like Pakistan and China, India, they're like ban it and then they'll let it be okay, and they'll ban it, let it be okay, because when they ban it, they realize people aren't, you know, they don't want people taking their money out of the country, the assets, the wealth out of the country, but they realize they can't stop it, and that when they ban it, all of the people who had a lot of crypto just, you know, transfer it to another country. So, I mean, your crypto is not in any country. It's in the blockchain, which is several countries all over. Smash the likes. Let me know if you have any questions. I just wanted to explain a little bit about risk reward, and put in the comments anything you want, any question you have. I'm available to walk people through, like, how do you buy something? I actually have a brain injury. I'm terrible at math, yet I do well at crypto. So I'm, you know, your kindergarten teacher. I'm not a developer. So I'm that person who can explain it to you in simple terms. You don't need to know math. You don't need to know computers. You know, it's really just as easy as buying something on Amazon. You know, it is not. And some people, maybe like my parents, they don't even buy on Amazon, you know. So even them, they're like, well, we should get some crypto. Because I've been talking about it for several years, and several years, you know, they're like, oh, it's in the news now. Oh, you know, your crypto must be good. And so fortunately, you know, I told them, you know, I had to sell a lot of it at certain points, because, you know, when you need that money, it's there. You know, it's been saving, it's been growing. So when you need to buy something or pay something off, you just cash out your crypto. It takes 5 minutes. It's not, It's not hard. And there's a few safeguards you need to know, like about sending crypto here and there. If you're brand new, just get it on Coinbase and keep it there. Then when you get more experience, there's next steps, like taking it off of that exchange. Although I know people that have like $100,000 on that exchange, you know, because they don't care. They're not worried. They're not like crypto heads. Like, see, all of the crypto heads, this is one reason I'm here. They're like, oh, you know, if not your keys, not your crypto. So what it means is like, you know, if you don't have a private key wallet, then you don't actually own the crypto, which is true. In like just regular Coinbase account, you can't have a Coinbase wallet. But so, you know, oh, it's not really yours. Like if everything collapsed or if they went broke, then you would lose your money. However, you know, or if you needed to leave the country all of a sudden, you know, as a fugitive, you know, you go to jail, you go to prison, you know, maybe you can't get your crypto, but like really realistically, it's not that huge of an issue unless, you know. So, you know, that's why I'm here, because, you know, I follow other crypto people and on Twitter and in YouTube, and they're, you know, the way they think is different. You know, they think in terms of people who are so into crypto. So, you know, a lot of the things when people get really into a subject, there's a lot of non-essentials that are happening. Like, you can really keep your stuff on Coinbase for a while. Coinbase is insured by the government. You know, it has insurance. If it crash, then you will still get your money. However, most exchanges are not like that. That's why I recommend this for the beginning, at least. Hey, I do an abs program 3 times a day. It's only $16 a week. I'm going to put the link in the description. Come do abs with us. Also, we do arms and Wim Hof breathing. So now that you made your crypto money, come spend it on I have a yoga program and I teach dance. So that was my advertisement. Make the money I make is mostly, you know, just from watching my phone and my crypto investments go up. And I actually, you know, invest a very tiny amount in a lot of different coins. Just for one, I think it's fun. You know, you don't have to pick like 2 assets and hold on to those. A lot of people think that, like, I gotta pick those 2 and hold on to those 2. And it's like, people are talking from their own personalities, you know, and their own ways of doing things. You can pick, you know, a whole bunch and just have a little bit of them, and then you can see how they're going. Then you can learn a little bit about each one. Chainlink is set to moon like crazy, as Polkadot Aave has been going through the roof. You can't get Polkadot on Coinbase. I think you have to go to Binance. I think it's on Binance. I don't even know where I got mine. Because after a while, you do end up moving around here and there. Later, you can do staking. So I have an Atomic Wallet. Just, you know, go to the App Store, Atomic Wallet. You can put like your band protocol or Zill, or there's about 10 different assets that you can do staking on. So I have Zill and Cosmos, and you get like 16%, you know, so it's way better than any savings account that you could ever have, you know, in the United States or Europe now. So you're earning interest on your crypto. There's other, you know, financial products. Now there's a lot of financial products out there. So there's so much you can do depending on how comfortable and how good and careful you are. I just go slow. You know, I do some staking now. Even staking, I'm worried about, because you do really need to understand if you're going to send your money to a wallet, like, how reliable is it? I mean, you can, once you get into these areas, you can lose your crypto. You can send it to the wrong address, which I've done. It's very painful. Or that the exchange, something could happen to it. This Atomic is decentralized exchange. I think it might be like Bitcoin. It's just running, you know, and it's going to run forever. They do have customer service. I don't really understand. So I stake some. You can just have a certain amount of assets, in those areas if you're not 100% sure. But I have some. I want to move some of my band. I have a band protocol a year ago. Now it's doing well. So here's the thing about crypto. Just try to hang on to it. When you need your money, you need your money. And if it goes up real high a lot, take some profits, because there's a good chance it's going to come back down. So taking profits just means like take out what you put in or close to it. It's hard to take profits because when it's going up, you're like, well, I can't take it out now. You want to keep buying more. So the taking profits is a little hard and confusing, but I think it's important to do. At least take a tiny little, piece off the top, because there was like an amazing DeFi bull run this summer, and a lot of my accounts were so high, like 1,000%. And I didn't take profits, and then they went back down to below what I paid for it. So now we're in a bull run with the alts, and basically I'm doing better than when I bought, but a few coins still haven't caught back up. And there are coins. I bought this one, Plutus DeFi. I don't know how much I bought it for, like $200 maybe, or $100 at least. Sometimes I'll buy something like $60, just to see it in my portfolio and be able to follow it. Like once I'm following it, it's in my vision, I'm learning about it. I don't know how much it is. Maybe I just spent like $60, but it's only worth like $6. And it's been that way for a few months. So there are a few projects that do go completely to zero. That's why I follow Ivan and other people who really understand the technology, the companies. This is their whole life. It's what they do night and day, and they're geniuses. So they have an idea, how projects are going to go. There's a lot of worthless projects, and I don't invest in them. They're not really doing anything. Anybody can make a coin and put it on Uniswap or whatever. So even this XRP is being delisted and taken off of Coinbase and other exchanges. So there's even coins that maybe seem really big, which aren't actually doing anything in the ecosystem. It's not like a really good use case, or it's not really a quality coin. And everybody's been saying that for years, except for the XRP fanatics. And, which are a small amount, but they're really into it. Not sure why. Oh, because they think it's the future of banking. I mean, the guy who owns it, Ripple, he's one of the richest people in the world. But the thing is that the coin is not actually related to this company, Ripple. It's separate. So it's better just in the guy's company than the coin. Because a coin, this kind of coin, they can just print more of also. In Bitcoin is different. Bitcoin is only going to have 21 million ever. There's nobody in charge. There's nobody that can print it. See, XRP Ripple was not decentralized. It's owned by this one person, and now they're getting in some trouble in the SEC. So, but Bitcoin is different. Its scarcity is put in there. That's why the price goes crazy. People are buying like crazy. Corporations are buying in now. And the ones who are buying in are making a lot of profit. Sorry, you know what? When there's crazy bull run, we just check our phones all day long to see how it's going. Can't help it. Bitcoin right now, 37,000. It's on a bit of a up. So that's what I was going to say. You're like, oh, when is the time to buy? Well, I mean, the way I do it, which has worked for me, I'm just one person, and it has worked. I have friends that are like, okay, I'm waiting for this price to get into the market. That's how they work. That's fine. But some of them waited too long. I have friends that never got back in. They don't even have any Bitcoin. They're like, oh, I'm waiting for it to go back down to 4,000. That's when it was at about 5,000 or 6. But very smart to buy it at 5,000 because now it's worth 37,000. So, when I started, I literally had no money. I literally buy $5 worth, and just little by little by little, and it grows. It's the most awesome thing ever. All right. So a lot of coins are doing amazingly. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of hype. It's fun. All right, you got to write me some questions. And once some people get on, if you get on and you wanted me to show you how to use UNISWAP, MetaMask, anything like that, we can do that. All right, have a good day. Ciao.